If you are president, let's just say in 2028 you are elected, will you make sure that there's accountability?
Oh, I believe firmly in accountability. Yes.
So that's Kamala Harris on the Don Lemon show, and she's promising to use the Justice Department on the people that she doesn't like. And then she's calling that accountability. Now, this is
breaking tonight, a Fox News exclusive. We have new information that appears to directly contradict the Biden administration's insistence it had nothing to do with the Justice Department investigations into then former President Trump's alleged retention of classified material and the subsequent raid.
Now, this is the same crowd that spent 4 years telling you and I that a president steering the Department of Justice at his enemies was just the end of the republic. You'd think that they'd never say this part out loud, but she just did. And here's the part that nobody's playing for you. The reason she can't see the contradiction is sitting in the second half of the same interview with Don Lemon. So be sure you stay tuned for that. So 3 things in this video. First, the admission itself and why it's part of her plan. She let it slip. Second, the receipts. Because the same people, the Democrats, that are clutching their pearls about a weaponized Department of Justice, well, they just ran the most aggressive prosecution machine against a political opponent in modern memory. And third, Kamala's tell. There's a word salad moment from the same sit-down that explains how a person talks herself into all of it. By the end, you will win this argument at the dinner table without raising your voice, and I'm going to show you how she did it. So watch the setup on this next one, because Don Lemon does something a journalist just doesn't do. He doesn't ask her a question, he hands her the answer and then waits for her to take the bait. Keep an eye on the word accountability and who it's pointed at.
I'm not a politician, but I think that the people who deserve to be prosecuted or whatever it is for misusing the Justice Department and abusing, I believe, American citizens and American politicians, or whether you want to say political rivals or whatever, I think that they should face, some sort of justice.
Oh, well, I absolutely believe that. And I believe that there should be there should be accountability.
But how does that look like in a legal realm?
And especially for people in the highest roles of power and authority, those who abuse their power and authority should be held accountable, and there should be consequence.
If you are president, let's just say in 2028 you are elected, will you make sure that there's accountability?
Oh, I believe firmly in accountability. Yes.
So there it is. Not we'll let the courts work. Not no one's above the law, including me. This is a promise from Kamala. If I get the wheel, I'll point it back at them. And look at who's asking. This wasn't an interview. This was a job application read back to her. Don Lemon supplies the premise, and she signs it. And here's why this matters to all of us. The Justice Department doesn't run on vibes about who deserves it. The second deserves it becomes this standard. You're one election away from being on the wrong list. Now, let me be fair to her just for a quick second, because maybe real accountability means in Kamala land that somebody broke a law and that they charge it, prove it, and put a jury in front of them. Well, fine. I'm all for that. I think all of us are every single time, but that's not the standard that this coalition of progressive Democrats has ever used. Here's the receipt. This is the same movement that called Donald Trump a threat to democracy for using the words "lock her up." And then their side actually ran real prosecutions. So the rule was never weaponizing the Justice Department is wrong. The rule for the Democrats is it's wrong when you do it and accountability when we do it. And just weeks ago, she sat on another network and told the country you can't trust the Justice Department. So now you can't trust it, so hand it to her. That's the whole argument that she's trying to make from start to finish. So that's not a gotcha, that's actually her worldview. And the quieter she says it, the more you should hear it. When you believe that you're the good guys, the weapon stops looking like a weapon. It starts looking like justice. And that's the most dangerous sentence in American politics. And she just said it without blinking. So how does a person square weaponizing the DOJ threatens democracy with this statement? I'll do it in 2028. Well, you don't square it with logic. You square it with this. Listen to Kamala explain something like a kindergartner understands. Oh,
I really truly believe this. We each have light inside of us. And we need to know that that is what inspires our hope as much as anything external to ourselves.
Oh, God.
And when we feel that and not allow an election or an individual to dampen that light, and instead let that light kind of carry us, in particular through moments of darkness, that we not only act on that hope, but we inspire that hope in each other.
Oh.
And in particular at this moment, it is so important that we not only have hope, but that we understand that that should be a verb.
Hope should be a verb. It already is one, and you can actually look it up, Kamala. But here's why I'm not laughing at this moment. This is the engine. When your whole politics and your worldview is light and feelings and vibes, you never have to check it against a principle or a law. And a principle is the only thing that stops you from moving this against your enemies. So don't point the Justice Department at your enemies. Well, that's a principle. I'll have a light inside me. Well, that's a mood. So the word salad that she comes up with and the DOJ promise aren't two different stories. They're actually the same one. And Don Lemon nodding along through both of them, that's not a journalist. We already know he's not one. It's a man reading the room that he was hired to read and propagandizing the DNC talking points. So remember what I told you at the top. The reason she can't see this contradiction is in the second clip. It was right there. When hope is a verb, and that's your governing philosophy, that I'll use the Justice Department on my rivals, and it doesn't sound like a threat, it sounds like accountability to her. Those vibes did the reasoning for her. So here's the number one thing to remember. Accountability means equal under the law, not a weapon you inherit and aim it at the people that you beat. What I just described is the America First standard. Drain the swamp doesn't mean a new boss with a new list. It means the swamp finally lives under the same rules that you and I do. If you agree with this video, hit subscribe. We have new videos all the time, and we'll see you in the very next video. Be sure to like and subscribe to The Chris Locke Show for the latest America First news, conservative commentary, and the stories that mainstream media refuses to cover. These two videos right up here, they're going to be next. Pick your favorite. I'll see you over there.